Okay, guys, it's time for Wine, Music, and Games, episode 68. This time we're going over to France for something a little sweet. We're heading down under for a great album, a first album from a band back in the 80s. And then we're heading off planet to the desert planet of Dune. Yes, that's what's in store for today. Stay tuned. So how you doing, Honey Bunch?
I'm good. How are you, dear?
I'm doing fantastic. This is great. I'm sitting next to a beautiful woman as I talk about things that I really love.
And these are all very lovely things, aren't
They are,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, remember, before we get started, to subscribe, hit the bell, and of course, you can sponsor us on patreon.com/Garrett'sGames. So, honey, what do we got for wine this time?
Well, this time we have a very delicious dessert wine. This is Soleil de Arche. I'm sure I'm saying it really wrong. It's a Sauternes.
Soleil.
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 Soleil. Soleil de Arche, and it's a wonderful Sauternes. Sometimes Sauternes are dessert wines. They're not fortified, but they are lovely and delicious. They're not overly sweet.
No.
They're sweet. They're dessert. But oftentimes they're in smaller bottles. This one happens to be really lovely because it's a nice big bottle. It's a beautiful presentation, too.
The same size as a regular wine bottle, 750
and it
milliliters.
has a glass cork, or no cork, just glass.
Glass
and
stopper.
so it kind of gives it a neat look, too.
Yeah.
This is made, as all Sauternes are made, with Semillon and Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
This one is very good, and we would really recommend it. This one was very reasonable, too.
Oh,
Sometimes Sauternes are a little more expensive. This one was about $20.
Yeah, and this is
which
Costco,
is
20
really
bucks, and
a
decent,
good deal.
you know.
Yeah.
Not complex like some Sauternes are. Some Sauternes, I mean, it's a half bottle and you're paying $50, $60, $70
so this is really a bargain.
This is a real bargain.
And this would please a lot of people for
Yes.
dessert. But you can even serve this with a cheese course or something
Sure.
before the meal. Or
Yeah,
just
or,
have it
I mean-
as a nightcap too.
Yeah.
So this could last you for a little while since it's a bigger bottle.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. All right, for the music this time, as I said, we're heading down under for the very brightly colored Men at Work. Yes, Business as Usual was their first album that was released here. I remember, singing this one, listening to this on headphones. I love Down by the Sea. This is a great
that is good.
album. You know, you've got Who Can It Be Now, of course, as the big one. But I still remember, and I'm going to embarrass myself here, I would listen to on headphones a lot, which is maybe why, sometimes Shelley says something and I can't always hear her. I'm a little deaf because of that.
No.
But I'd crank it up, and I remember jamming away to Be Good Johnny, which goes, be good, be good, be good, be good, be good. And I was like singing, I have my eyes closed, and I open my eyes, and my dad has opened the door to the bedroom and is looking at me like, what is going on with this? So I have fond memories and a little bit of embarrassing memories of Men at Work's Business as Usual, a great fun album from the early 80s. All right, and for our game. No, I mean, good album.
Oh yeah, really good.
Fun.
We love
I mean,
it. So much fun.
Distinctive
Yeah.
saxophone and everything like that, and flute.
Oh yeah, of course.
Flute player.
And your instrument.
Well, yeah,
French horn too,
but,
but I'm sure there might
not
have,
in Men at
probably
Work.
not in that.
No. All right. So our game is, as I said at the top of the show, Dune. This is Dune Imperium. This is a worker placement deck building game from Dire Wolf and designed by Paul Dennen. Yeah, sorry, Paul. We just do that all the time. And we really like this. To the point where we even have in the box the Rise of Ix expansion. And we've done 2 different podcasts where we talked about this one in depth.
Yeah.
You have a cool board where you are enlisting the aid of different factions. The cards are faction specific, or have 2 or 3 possibilities of where you can place your agent as you send them out to the board to do the action that's associated with that. And then after you run out of agents, kind of like if you've played a deck building game like Dominion or something,
Sure.
you then lay down the rest of your hand, and with that can possibly purchase a card from the display that's available.
And
be part of a conflict. Which is, it's direct conflict. You're trying to over the course of a round, build up your army to such an extent that you have enough to be part of a conflict which you know the reward of at the beginning of each round.
So you know how much you want to risk, or
Right.
you're hoping to get the right cards in order to do that.
Yeah.
But I love about there's so many things I love about this game. They're all of the roles. So you have a person you're playing.
Yeah.
And they're all very different.
One of the factions, if you
and
will.
they are very, I think, fair and balanced. It's not like one is going to dominate the game, which
Yeah.
I do like.
Yeah.
And also the way the cards are played is pretty incredible because. Like a Dominion, you're trying to, get these cards and then they give you victory points. You're not worrying about that part. You're getting the card because it's going to give you some kind of power that you need. And you're not really working towards a card with to get points.
There's only one that can give you points as you go forward.
And that's
but it's like scoring is kind of Catan style in that you're trying to reach a certain level and that triggers the end game. So Dune Imperium, definite winner in our book.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Shell, let's
Some
go
other
through.
winners that we would like to recommend is Soleil de Arche. Sauternes,
Let me see
2018.
Let me see what this says. I think yes. Soleil de Arche. Usually, that with France, French, they kind of drop off. It wouldn't be Arche unless there was an accent on it.
Accent on it,
would
sure.
be Soleil de Arche.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But it is a Sauternes, and you can see it. So Sauternes would be pronounced Sauternes if it were like
But we
Spanish
know
or something.
Sauternes, so we're not going to say it that way.
This is a 2018, really
It's
solid.
delicious,
Yes, great. Then of course, Men at Work's business as usual. Pull it off the shelf. Listen to some great songs, and this is a perfect example of good hits, but as you go deeper into the album, really good stuff too. Colin Hay is a wonderful songwriter, and we were watching an interview with Ringo Starr, and he's saying that he's going out with the Ringo Starr All-Star Band, and Colin Hay is going to be one of the members, so that would be kind of cool to see.
That would be fun.
And Dune Imperium, Paul Dennen and Direwolf, and then, of course, the expansion for it, The Rise of Ix, is already out. This has been out for about a year. We just got a chance to play it, and we really, really liked it. All right. That'll do it for this week. Hope you guys are having an amazing week. We look forward to hearing from you. If you want to write us at garrettsgames@gmail.com. You can, of course, sponsor the podcast and the video series we've got going at patreon.com/garrettsgames and listen to the podcast at garrettsgames.com. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week, and we'll see you later. Bye.